Hello, this is Lance Johns. I wanted to talk about the shooting of Ahmaud Arbery. Um, I heard about this story for a while, but I just need to talk about it and give my thoughts about it. This happened. He got killed in February by two racist men. Um, Other people have talked about, I'm just gonna talk about it. February 23rd, 2020. Ahmaud Marquez Arbery, an unarmed African American man, was fatally shot on the street in Satilla Shores, a neighborhood near Brunswick in Glenn County, Georgia. Arbery has been pursued and confronted by two white residents. It was a father and son. The son is Travis, the father is Gregory Mcmichael. They were armed and driving a pickup truck. The event was caught on video by third Satilla Shores resident William Roddie, who was following Arbery in a second vehicle. I said why people videotape somebody getting killed. I mean, you should call the police. The Glenn County Police Department said the Brunswick District Office advised them on February 23rd to make no arrest, while the Brunswick District Attorney Office denied such advice was given to the GCPD by either Brunswick District Attorney or her assistant district attorneys. On February 24th, Waycross Judicial Circuit District Attorney George Barhill, who hadn't yet been cited to the case, advised the GCPD that no arrest should be made. Barhill officially took over the case on February 27th. On April 2nd, Barhill again advised the GCPD to make no arrest while stating his intention to rescue from the case due to connection between Gregory and Michael and Barhill's son. Barhill requests recusal on April 7th. Atlantic Judicial Circuit District Attorney Tom Dunn was appointed to the case on April 13th. Excuse me. At the best of Gregory and Mcmichael, a local attorney provided a copy of the video shooting to WGIG, a local radio station who put the station website on May 5th. The video went viral, which also been posted on YouTube and Twitter with hours. Dunn said a grand jury will decide whether cases will be brought and accepted an offer from Governor Bryan to have the Georgia Bureau of Investigation investigate the case. On May 7th, the GBC arrested the Mcmichaels and charged them with felony murder and aggravated assault. On May 21st, Bryan was also arrested charged with felony murder, attempted false imprisonment. The fact that Mcmichaels were not arrested the 4 days after the video went viral sparked debates on racial profiling in America. Numerous religion leaders, politicians, athletes, and other celebrities condemned the incident. The GCPD and the Brunswick District Attorney Office were nationally criticized for their handling of the case and delayed arrest. Georgia Attorney General Christopher M. Carr formally requested the individual FBI in case on May 10th with the FBI grant the following day. This is a picture of Ahmaud Arbery. But Arbery was 25. He graduated from Brunswick High School in 2012. He's a few years older than my niece. Well, he was my niece Ashley. Okay, but yeah, this is a sad story to talk about. He went to Southern Georgia Technical College during the fall of 2012 and 2013 to pursue a career as an electrician. Yeah, he was jogging when he got killed. He frequently jogged for exercise around the neighborhood. The defendant, the father, Gregory Mcmichael, 64, previous work at GDPC officer. Oh, he was a police officer from 82 to 89, an investigator for Brunswick Judicial Circuit District Attorney Office from 95 until he retired in May 2019. His son, Travis Mcmichael, they don't really say much about him. And then the guy who recorded the video, William Roddie, Bryan, age 50, was a neighbor of the McMichaels. He recorded the shooting video via cell phone. Full of shit. Black lives do matter. A video of the incident was recorded by William Bryan, a neighbor of the McMichaels, from his cell phone while he was driving as he followed Arbery while he was jogging down a neighborhood road. From the camera perspective, Arbery seen jogging on the left side of the road when he encounters the McMichaels, and they stopped in the right lane. Gregory and Mcmichael is standing in a truck bed while Travis Mcmichael initially stands behind the driver's door with a shotgun. The vehicle of the person who was recording comes to stop behind Arbery and pickup truck. As Arbery approaches the pickup truck, shouting can be heard. Arbery then crosses the left side of the road. The right side runs along the passenger side of the truck. After passing the truck's front, Arbery turns left. Meanwhile, Travis Mcmichael, holding a shotgun, approaches Arbery at the truck's front. A camera view of the confrontation between Arbery and Travis is seen momentarily blocked. Several media accounts of video report the audio from the first gunshot sheet to be heard before Arbery and Travis struggle with each other. Some media accounts first report a struggle did mention the gunshots. Other media accounts described that was not possible to be seen from video what happened when the first gunshot was fired, or report that the truck blocks the view of how the men first engaged each other with regards to when the first gunshot is heard. Travis and Arbery grapple over the shotgun and view the camera will struggle, where both men are struggling. Both men describe the camera view on the left side of the camera frame, after which the audio of second gunshot is heard. When they come back at the camera view, Arbery appears to throw punches and try to grab the shotgun. A third gunshot is heard being fired at Travis by point blank as Arbery appears to throw a right-hand punch in his head. Arbery refolds back, stumbles, and collapses in the middle of the road, face down while Travis walks away. Gregory and Michael, who didn't take a handgun, who's taken out a handgun but not fired, then runs towards the other two men. Okay, investigation by Glenn County Police. In December 19th and January 2020, residents of Satilla Shores reported theft, trespassing activities they deemed suspicious to police are posted on the Satilla Shores Facebook page and Nextdoor account. 3 break-ins / thefts were reported. December 8th, 2019, Satilla Shores neighbor reported rifles stolen from their unlocked car. Officers leave your car locked. Police record did report a theft on December 28, 2019. January 2020, Travis Mcmichael 5 report firearm stolen from his unlocked truck. February 11, 2020, Travis called 911 to report a slender 6-foot-tall black man with short hair wearing shorts and a white shirt who was trespassing on the site of a house under construction. Travis, breathing heavily on the call, said, "I never seen this guy before in the neighborhood." The dispatcher asked whether Travis was okay, and he said, "Yeah, it just startled me. When I turned around and saw him and backed up, he reached in his pocket and ran into the house. So I don't know if he's armed or not, but he looked like he was acting like he was. We've been having a lot of burglars and break-ins around here lately." Travis said on the call he told dispatcher that he was out of his neighborhood with armed. Police responded and searched the house along the neighborhood but found no one. However, surveillance video from the evening showed a man who reported looked like Arbery, who briefly walked through the construction site. Security cameras and 911 calls before the shooting. February 23rd, minutes before the shooting, a security camera installed on the residence across the street from a house under construction in the neighborhood record a man identified by the family as Arbery coming down the road walking to the house. A second security camera Installed within the house, recorded man device Arbery by traffic looking in the exterior house. 5 minutes later, he left and resumed going down the street. After the man left the house, the first camera on the residence across the street showed a white pickup truck in the man's direction, followed a few minutes later by 2 police cars. 2 calls to 911 also made before the shooting. First call, male called saying that the man was in the house that was under construction. 911 dispatch asked if 2 men were breaking into it right now. Call said no, it's all open. After the call said the man was just running down the street. Dispatcher said police would respond. The dispatcher did ask at 1:08 p.m. I just need to know what he's doing. Was he just on the premises not supposed to be there? The call replied with some parts gargle included. He's been called on camera a bunch at night. It's kind of only thing. The caller identified the man as a black guy, white t-shirt. In the second call, 1:14 p.m., the man called said, I'm out here at Satya Shores. There's a black man running down the street. As 911 dispatcher asked, where's Satya Shores? Call replied, I don't know what street we're on. The caller then hung up, shouting, stop, watch that, stop. Damn it, stop. The dispatcher tried to speak to the call, but did not receive a reply for 7 minutes. The call later hung up. Responding officer report, the GCPD responded to a scene made later shooting. The responding officers relied on the title on the interview with Gregory and Michael, who was described as a witness. Gregory said he was in the yard of the house and we saw an identified man running. He said he recognized the man prior to the recent incident the other night. We said the man reached into his pants and asked if for a weapon. He called his son Travis and said the gun run down the street. The guys run down the street, let's go. Gregory bought a .357 Magnum revolver as Travis bought a shotgun and pickup truck. Michael said they pursued a man because he resembled a suspect in the sting of local burglaries. Travis attempted to cut the man off with his truck. The man then turned and began running back in the direction in which he came. The report said a third person who pulled to the man with Travis exited the truck with a shotgun. Gregory claimed the man began violently attacking Travis with 2 shots were fired. The man died at the scene after bleeding out, the report concluded. Authorities later identified the man as Arbery. The autopsy report released by the GBI ruled Arbery's death as a homicide that was caused by 3 gunshots. He stayed doing a struggle for a shotgun that fired those shots. One shot wounded the upper left chest. One shot wounded the lower middle chest. One shot caused a deep gauging graze wound to the right wrist. There was no signs of alcohol or drugs in Arbery's body. Legal proceedings. Brunswick, Judicial Circuit District Attorney. The case started under jurisdiction of Brunswick Judicial Circuit Attorney Office, Jackie Johnson, but Gregory Michael, who has previously worked as an investigator in her office, she recused herself from further involvement in the case. February 27, 2020, the case was transferred to the Georgia Attorney General Office to the Waycross Judicial Circuit District Attorney Office. Dispute with the GCPD over whether to make arrests. March 8, 2 Glenn County Commissioners citing discussion with Glenn County Police accused Johnson / her office of preventing the Michael's immediate arrest. Commissioner Albrook said the police at scene went to her, saying they was ready to arrest both men. These were police at scene who had done an investigation. She shut them down to protect her friend and Michael. Yeah, favoritism. Commissioner Peter Murphy said the officers responded to the scene concluding that there was probable cause to make an arrest, but when they contacted the office, they were told not to make the arrest. Johnson's office responded by saying Johnson did not have any conversation with GCPD officer about this case on February 23rd, and that no assistant district attorney in office directed by any Glenn County police officer not to make an arrest. Johnson blamed that the GCPD were being unable to make proper cause to determine already that it was the local police response, not the district attorney response to make arrests. It's common for police to consult with district attorney office in the aftermath of homicides or other complex case. May 9th, 2020. The GCPD said on February 23rd, the Brunswick District Attorney Office became involved in the investigation. The McMichaels were deemed to not to be flight risks, and officers were advised by the Brunswick District Attorney Office that no arrests were necessary at the time. The local police said on February 24th, the Waycross Judicial Circuit Attorney George Bonhier told him that the killing of Arbery was justifiable. Homicide. Yeah, right. Okay. How is that justifiable? Waycross Judicial Circuit District Attorney. This is too much to read. Waycross Judicial Circuit District Attorney Officer George Bonhier gave Glenn County Police an initial opinion that they had a shooting on February 24th, according to a memorandum written by Bonhier to Glenn County Police on April 2nd. April 2nd memoriam. Bonhier wrote an office support the initial opinion we gave on February 24th at a brief room at the Glenn County Police Department and reviewing the evidence. At time we don't seek grounds to make an arrest or 3 parties. Bonhier had not been appointed to handle Arbery case. February 24th, he also had not put a request to handle case. Wrote Office of the Georgia Attorney General on May 10th. The Georgia County General Office on May 10th characterized the following event. May 10th characterized the following events as happened on February 27th. The Georgia County General Office received a request from Jackson Office to transfer Arbery case to another prosecutor on the same day. Georgia Attorney General Office appointed Bonhier as the presiding prosecutor. Neither Jackson or Bonhier informed the Georgia County General Office that Bonhier had already actively participated in the case by reviewing the evidence and giving his opinion on whether arrest should occur. April 1st, Arbery autopsy report was given to Bonhier. April 2nd, Bonhier wrote a memorandum to Glenn County Police recommending that no arrests be made. Bonhier wrote that Mcmichael was within rights to chase a burglary suspect who first, with a solid first-hand proper cause, the Arbery initiated a fight that Travis Mcmichael was allowed to use deadly force to protect himself when Arbery grabbed a shotgun. Yeah, right. Bonhier pointed to Georgia censorship arrest law justified killing Arbery. The Georgia law said that either crime must be committed within a sense of immediate knowledge or there must be a reasonable proper cause of suspicion for a felony crime. Bonhier alleged that the video of Arbery entering the home under construction on the day of shooting showed Arbery burglarized the home immediately preceding the case and confrontation. The attorney representing the Arbery family reacted. This video is consistent with the evidence already known to us. Ahmaud Arbery was out for a job. He stopped when private construction was engaged in no illegal activity and remained on there for a brief period. Arbery did not take anything from the construction site. He did not cause any damage to the property. He remained there for a brief time and was not instructed by anyone to leave, but rather left on his own account to continue the job. Arbery's action at the empty home construction was no way a felony under Georgia law. The video confirms that mention Arbery murder was not justified, being the actions of a man who pursued him and ambushed him was unjustified. The owner of the unfinished home, who was 90 miles away at the time, shooter later said, "I never had a police report on my property or anything stolen from my property, any kind of robbery." Bonhier also wrote that Arbery's mental health and prior conviction have explained his apparent aggressive nature and probably thought pattern to attack an unarmed man. Lastly, Bonhier informed Glenn County Police that he was going to recuse from the case two connections between his son and Gregory and Michael. April 7th, Bonhier wrote to Georgia Attorney General Chris Carr, stating that Arbery family are not strange to local criminal justice system, pointing that Arbery brother and cousin tangled with the law. That has nothing to do with it. Bonhier also told Carr that the video of Arbery burglary home immediately preceded the case and confrontation. The Georgia Attorney General made to characterize the following event that happened on April 7th. It received a request from Bonhier office to transfer the Arbery case to another prosecutor that, along with the request, Bonhier revealed that he had learned about 3 or 4 weeks that Arbery had previously been prosecuted in an earlier case and that his son, a prosecutor for the Brunswick County District Office, and one of his defendants had served as vacated the same investigation on the same prosecution. This is a reference, This is a reference to George McMichael, who was employed by the Brunswick DA office. The request did not explain why Bryan had laid in recusing his office from the case. Did not mention Bryan advised the Glenn County Police on April 2nd to make no arrest, and omitted Bryan involvement on February 24th. Instead, only accounting for his involvement upon taking the case. April 13th, after Bryan's recusal, the Georgia County General Office appointed Atlanta Judicial Judge Attorney Tom Dudden to take over handling the case. The video of the shooting was unloaded on May 5th on the west side of local radio station WGIG, who received it from Gregory and Mcmichael, but it was moved within 2 hours, being too graphic. It was also unloaded on YouTube that day. The Arbery family turned up put a 22nd video on Twitter. The video shooting went viral. Glenn County Police released the Georgia Bureau of Investigation to look at how the video was publicized. The Guardian posted an edited version of the video on May 6th. May 7th, Alan David Tucker, a local criminal defense attorney, came forward and said he was the one who released the cell phone video, which had been recorded by William Roddie Bryan. WGIG confirmed that Tucker had provided the video on the radio station. Tucker had also informed Constitute with the suspect in the case, where he said he had not been retained representing anyone involved. Tucker said he released the video to provide absolute transparency due to noise, accusations, and assumptions that my purpose was not to exonerate them or convict them. With the hours of the video of the shooting became public, Tom Dudden, the district attorney of Georgia Atlanta Judicial Circuit, said he would present the case to the next available grand jury in Glenn County to decide whether charges should be filed. Once grand jury convened in state due to the state COVID-19 pandemic, no grand juries in Georgia are convened through June 12th. Dudden also accepted Georgia Governor Bryan Kemp offered to bring it to the Georgia Bureau investigations to investigate. Okay. The GBC found probable cause to charge Gregory and Travis Mcmichael within Thursday after taking the case. May 7th, they arrested the pair on felony murder and aggravated assault. The Michaels were booked in Glenn County Jail, and they appeared before a magistrate the following day. The Marquez were both denied bond, but they may appeal the decision in a superior court. Speaking on the decision to charge Mcmichael, the GBI director, Vince Reynolds, told reporters, "We base our decision on two things. One are facts and other is law. Where the facts, we apply the law. I am very comfortable in telling you that there is more than sufficient cause for a felony murder." Dudden requested the case be reassigned to another prosecutor with a large staff, given the size of two other investigation. Pursuant to Dudden's request, the Georgia Attorney General Office reassigned the case on May 11th to a Cobb County District Attorney Office led by Juliet Ahmaud, the fourth DNA to take the case. This move was shifted responsibility for the case from a Southeast Georgia District Attorney to a District Attorney in North Georgia Metro Atlanta area, 300 miles away. Welcome by the Arbery family. May 22nd, William Rowe Bryan was charged on felony murder attempt to commit false imprisonment. According to the arrest warrant, Bryan tried to confine and detain Arbery without legal cause by utilizing his vehicle multiple occasions before Arbery was shot. The GBI said that their investigation found a number of pieces of video that linked Bryan to the case. Okay, May 10th, Georgia County General Chris Foss says his office will not review the case. The vacation to Arbery death was handled from the outsets. At Cobb request, GBI vacation where the District Attorney Johnson, District Attorney Bryan, committed misconduct by possibly misrepresenting and falsely disclosed information during the process of appointing a conflicting prosecutor to investigate the death of Arbery. also called Federal Investigation, of how local investigation authorities handle the case, including investigation by the communication and discussion between the Office of District Attorney of Brunswick Judicial Circuit, Office of District Attorney by Wickham Judicial Circuit related to the case. The next day, May 11th, U.S. Department of Justice responded to the Justice Case Civil Rights Division, FBI, and U.S. Attorney for Southern District of Georgia have been supported and will continue to support and participate in state investigation. We are assessing all the evidence to determine whether federal hate crimes charges are appropriate. Whew, this is a lot. Okay, the troubled history of GCPD was revisited following Arbery killing. The New York Times noted that in preceding years, the department has been accused of covering up application misconduct, tampering with crime scene, interfering with investigation of police shooting, and retaliating against a fellow officer who cooperated with outside investigation. They said that Arbery was fatally shot. The chief of police, who had been brought up to a police force by striving at the county manager in 2019, poorly trained and characterized by a culture of cronyism, was indicted on charges arising from alleged cover of a sexual relation between an officer and informant. In response to a grand jury issue on November 2019, who had condemned the GVC over accusation of officer misconduct and poor coordination, but with local sheriff office. State Senator William Logan of Brunswick in early 2020 introduced legislation to abolish county police department, but failed to pass the General Assembly. The involvement of the GCPD as a primary investigation in case involving its former officer, Gregory and Mcmichael, was controversial. Arbery's death was prompted re-examination of the way prosecutors shooting were handling by the Brunswick Judicial District Attorney Office. In 2020, two police officers fatally shot an unarmed woman through her car windshield. For former prosecutors who work on the Brunswick Judicial Circuit, District Attorney Jackie Johnson alleged that Johnson shielded officers from criminal prosecution. A 2015 investigation by WSB-TV revealed that Johnson agreed not to show the grand jury a draft murder indictment and had allowed the officers department to present a factual inaccurate examination by creating sure the car escaped through a gap and run over the officers. This is a mural of Arbery painted by Marvin Meeks in May 2020. This story is a lot. Okay, Arbery's mother said her son was jogging and he was killed and caught with rescue maid. The Arbery family retained Benjamin Crump, S. Lee Murray, and Crystal as attorneys. Murray responds to Michael as vigilantes and posse who formed Martin Lynching in the middle of the day. Gregory Michael told the Daily Press that he never had gone for someone for that color. He also had no direct evidence Arbery had stolen anything from the neighborhood. Michael argued Arbery was on property without permission. That's why he called the police. A lawyer for William Bryan Jr., the man who recorded the shooting, used a cell phone. He said Klein was doing nothing wrong. He had fully cooperated with investigation and is not now and never been a vigilante. The attorney described Bryan as a mechanic with high school education who was merely went into a shooting by Congress to the Arbery family called for Bryan's arrest, saying that because Bryan had participated in chasing Arbery had not controlled him. Bryan also was participating in killing. Okay, after the video went public, Chris Carr, the Georgia Attorney General, said, "I expect justice to be carried out as quickly as possible." Governor Bryan Kemp said on May 7th that Georgians must deserve answers by the incident. Two Glenn County Commissioners, Peter Murphy and Alec Bluck, called for a federal probe. Georgia U.S. Representative Doug Collins and Senator Kelly Loft issued statements as a Bureau video stating the video was disturbing and called for a full investigation. Answers. Speaking to Republican Donald Trump condemned, "My heart goes out to the parents and loved ones of a young gentleman. It's a very sad thing." Presumptive 2020 Democrat President nominee Joe Biden said the video is clear Arbery was killed in cold blood. Vietnam offered condolences to call for a swift, full, transparent investigation into his murder. Vietnam also described the shooting as a lynching. Well, basically, with a gun. This is a lot. Okay, I gotta sum this up. Okay, the video was released. The local Brentford NWCP it called for the resignation of the Glenn County Police Chief. Okay, the Southern Public Law Center called for a federal investigation into the incident, citing that believed Arbery death was racially motivated. Attorney and journalist David French wrote on the Georgia State of Ground Law because of the Mcmichael's initiated confrontation. It is a crime under judicial law to put a gun loaded and unloaded without legal jurisdiction. May 8th would have been Arbery's 26th birthday. Thousands of supporters took part in 2.23 miles in honor of the death. And document is social media with hashtag Run with Ahmaud. Okay, a lot of celebrities like LeBron James, Bryan, O'Rourke, Torrey Smith, and his content Marcus Stonewall use Twitter to demand justice and offense through prayers. Others posted tributes to artists such as Lecrae, David French, Scott Sauls, Christian Kane, Jack Graham, J.D. Greer, Viola Davis, One Size, Panna, Lash Me, Gabriel Union, and Annie Lassima. Okay, social media, all the right, far right, neo-Nazi groups spread falsehood about Arbery, and the white nationalist supporters attacked President Trump for his sympathetic comments regarding Arbery. They falsely claimed Arbery was a weirdo, hammering and wearing boots, and when he was shot dead, Arbery was actually wearing shoes. They also spread racist remarks about Arbery, claiming that the Mcmichael was victim of far-right groups, arguing that Mcmichael arrest reflected a bias against whites. They should call the police if they had, any. They should have called police instead of taking the law in their own hands. But that's all I have to say. This was long. But like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification. You can comment below. Wash your hands, wear a mask, social distancing. Don't be a hoarder. Feel safe, stay at home. Go to the hospital if you have to go. But thanks for listening. Hopefully this video will load.